Welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Neff.
I'm Edward Lewis.
Wow, Ed and Charlie back together.
Yeah, you thought.
Charlie is out on the town trying to get camera shots right now. So Edward is stepping into position.
Out there working and now we're in here. Not.
We have a lot of stories to cover today. First, we're going to be starting with the story we just broke on the website. Lana Del Rey is getting married to the Swamp Tour guy. We'll tell you all about that. Cardi B and Offset. Oh my gosh, this divorce is getting so nasty. Now there's a fight over new cheating allegations. Julie Chrisley from the Chrisleys was resentenced to 7 years in prison, and she's not getting out anytime soon. And JoJo Siwa is packing on the PDA with her girlfriend, Kayla, after her kind of controversial photo shoot.
Yeah, I want to talk to you.
Shocking photo shoot.
Yeah.
All right, starting off first with Lana Del Rey. Remember we told you guys way back when that Lana started dating this guy that does swamp tours. And she had met him years ago when she actually took his tour in Louisiana. His name is Jeremy Dufresne. And they posted a photo together, you know, your typical Louisiana type tour. They stayed in contact. And then flash forward to this year, they were spotted holding hands when she was performing at a show in England. Well, guess what? Full steam ahead, because they have obtained a license to wed. We have obtained new court documents, which basically says Elizabeth Grant, which is Lana's birth name, stopped by Lafourche Parish, clerk of court, with her boat captain Beau on Monday. They obtained the marriage license from the court. The marriage license has yet to be returned, so it seems like they haven't officially got married yet, but they intend to. And so basically they have so many days to get married. They turn it back in, and then it's like, okay, great. Now this is a legal thing. But yeah, like we mentioned, they were first romantically linked back in August, and they were holding hands. Wow, what a come up for this guy.
What a story. So they met years ago, became friends, and then just recently hard launched.
Yeah.
And now we're marriage.
Yeah. This guy, he must have something going on because, wow, I mean, gives all hope to like any kind of like entertainer or like someone that maybe thinks they're not on that level, because she's like A-list for sure, right?
Sure, right.
She headlined Coachella.
Still headlines like everything. Every event see, she headlines everything. Yeah.
So I think for anybody like, for even like the entertainers at Universal Studios that do like, what's that, Waterworld?
Oh, yeah.
Like even those guys are probably like, wow, I'm going to slide into so-and-so's DMs.
It's a great message of shooting your shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You never know.
And we've seen this happen with like Miranda Lambert. She got with that guy that was a police officer.
Sure.
He was working.
He was very attractive. Though.
Yeah, he was
didn't
a hunk for sure.
Yeah.
There's other people I think that have dated like not as famous.
Not so much, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm less talking about shoot your shot at like Beyonce and more shoot your shot at like the pretty girl. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's a really heartwarming story here, and not to say like we joked in the past on this podcast that this guy is like a total loser, and I didn't mean to say that like that. You know what I mean?
We
like,
got creamed in the comments
he's not.
On that
He's
one.
obviously not. We were being silly, but it's fascinating, right? The woman who headlined Coachella this past year is married to, or is now about to be married to, a swamp tour person. It's just hard to.
Funny to say.
Yeah,
a
the
little
concept
bit,
is very interesting, you know. So, but congrats to him, man.
I love
what
it.
a come up, and I'm sure she's happy, right? Like,
I guess we've kind of seen this like on the flip side, right? Like George Clooney, he was dating like a bunch of waitresses, like they were like servers.
Did he?
Like that Stacy girl.
Stacy Keibler, the WWE star.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what was her name? But like we do see this where like super famous people go for like not as famous people, just not on the female.
Yeah, I guess it's just got to be tough to like how do you relate, you know?
Right,
like,
right.
That's the one thing. I
guess they both kind of perform in a way. Like he has that trick where he's kissing an alligator on the mouth.
But also like anytime I sneeze, it's on social media, and this guy can walk into any sort of bar in the world.
That's true. Well, can he now?
Yeah.
Now he's famous. Now everyone's going to want to take
this
that
man could walk
tour.
in here right now and say, I'm Lana Del Rey's husband. I wouldn't know who he was. So.
Yeah, okay. TikTok. Not yet. Moving on to a very messy divorce. Cardi B and Offset, as you guys know, they are splitting. And last night she went on Instagram Live and basically said that she doesn't regret their children, but regrets her relationship with Offset. Here's what she had to say.
Thank you for my kids, though. All 3 of them. I don't regret none of them. But I regret you. I don't regret my kids. You're a good daddy. You all right. But you. I regret you. I'm too good for you. I always been too good for you. You know I'm too good for you. Move on. Why can't you move on? Why can't you move on?
Yikes. So shortly after she posted this, Offset clapped back and basically accused her of infidelity while she was pregnant. She responded on Twitter saying, and did, kind of confirming that happened.
Like I did it. That was
yeah.
That's what we're reading that as?
He had said, you effed with a baby inside, tell the truth. And she said, and did.
Which we perceived to mean I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And there's been infidelity rumors in the past, but it was mostly with
on both
him.
ends, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I just think divorce. It's not meant for you guys. It's been such a toxic relationship from the beginning. I just think cut the cord and move on. But
I was going to say, how many times have we gone up and down in this relationship since you've been at TMZ?
Oh my gosh, so much. I mean,
back and forth.
Yes.
At least 3 times, right?
And she's now claiming that he's like, they're fighting over assets, property assets. They do have homes together and stuff. So they're kind of like sticking it to each other. It's very nasty.
Yeah, I don't have much of a take on it. I think you're right. I think they have to break up at some point. It's getting a little excessive, and now
I do think some people get off on the toxicity. Like they like the back and forth, they like the arguments, and then the makeup sex is unbelievable. If you ask
any one of my ex-girlfriends, they would say the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't even mean to be funny, but it's true. Like I've always said, I don't.
So you're a toxic.
Yeah. Like I just think that like relationships need flair. You know what I mean? Like if not, what are you in it for? Like you're just hanging out and watching Netflix together. You have like
flair where you're like, oh my gosh, they're so amazing, they're so wonderful, and like that's
it's boring. You know what I mean?
Why does it have to be? I hate you.
I don't know. There's just something appeling about that.
Oh, that's a toxic Pisces.
Now this is too far. You know what I mean? I'm not talking cheating and stuff like that, but like it's just like I don't know. It's have you heard that country song where it's like I don't want easy, I want crazy. You know what I mean? That's always that's always the theory. So
yeah, Edward,
I understand.
Edward, I want to see you with a nice, sweet girl.
I understand toxicity, but talking about pregnancy, cheating, and
that's like next level.
Kids, and people are gonna have to see this on the internet, and she being, and I did, and so what? And he's like, well, what? And it's messy.
It's so bad.
It's too much at this point. But
I feel bad for their family and friends having to hear the drama every day.
Right.
That's the worst.
It's almost so much now though that it feels contrived. No, like it's like at some point these people like just stay away from social media and stop badgering each other on the app.
But they're looking for the excitement.
I know, that's what I mean. Like it feels like there's some sort of this is planned. They want to do this.
Yeah. All right, Edward. Well, you're not really selling yourself over here, by the way.
I just taking a break for
hashtag single for life. Julie Chrisley has been resentenced to 7 years in prison. So as you guys know, she's been serving time for tax evasion case. And on Wednesday, she appeared before a judge at the United States District Court Attorney office in downtown Atlanta, and she was resentenced to the same 84 months of prison she was previously received, and the judge ruled that her original punishment was sufficient. So she is not getting out anytime soon. They obviously have kids. Todd is serving time as well. And she has apologized in the past to her family and her children for everything they're going through in the aftermath of the legal battle. She said, I would like to say I've had years to think about what I wanted to say, and I'm sorry for my actions and situations that led us to where we are today. I've done everything I could to get closer to my family. I've taken tests for new skills, such as driving a forklift and serving food in proper ways. This has been the most difficult part of my life. I can't ever repay my children for what they've had to go through, and for that, I'm so sorry.
Tell me why these two are famous.
They had a TV show about their family, and
there was really
funny
shows?
hijinks. Yeah, right. Kind of like the Osbournes. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess you kind of knew Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy was famous, yeah.
Yeah,
so
but it's like one of those.
How do they? So it just came out of nowhere. We're gonna follow this couple around with cameras, and
kinda.
They weren't famous prior, or
no? I think they were famous like in their area, but for whatever reason, people started following them, and
it's crazy.
They became like a huge hit.
That's a long time, though.
That is a
84
long
months
time.
Is a long time, and
Why
Todd
does it feel like everyone's going
years?
to prison?
That's a really long time. you know?
That is a long time. Have you been watching that Menendez TV show?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. If you're into like true crime and all that, are you?
Not really.
Oh my gosh. I can turn on any true crime, docuseries, whatever, and I'm so hooked. I start Googling the Menendez case, like so interesting. I didn't like
They have some
know
sports
about it.
ties. They were,
O.J. Simpson when they were locked up with him?
perhaps, but I was more thinking that there was a card of Mark Jackson. He's a Golden
right.
State Warriors player. It was a Golden State Warrior, whoever he played with at the time. And he was on it, and they were in the background.
The background,
And,
yeah.
Like, now it's like a really popular card that people
Which
buy.
apparently they went to that game courtside after they killed their
Yes,
parents.
that's why it's such a famous card. That it was like, around the time that it all happened.
And they were spending all this money. Ugh, so crazy.
It's the only reason I'm familiar with him. But yeah, crazy story.
Moving on to JoJo Siwa. Do you guys remember there was those photos? She was on the cover of a magazine recently. She wore a packaged underwear
we posted
thing
these on the website.
Yeah.
And we blurred everything. There was like, I don't know if we could say this. There was a dildo on her.
Kind of. Yeah. It was meant to look like a fake man package.
Got it.
And she was like in a suggestive manner, and it was like hanging.
And like the top had man.
Like it was like a man chest.
Like pecs, yeah.
Yeah. So it was almost like she was trying to like be in a man's body a little bit.
And she got really backlash for this. A lot of people
got some backlash. Some people thought it was like gross or whatever. She is, out and proud.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have some photos of her. Looks like her and her girlfriend is still going strong. Her girlfriend is Dakayla Wilson. We got some photos of them locking lips, and they look pretty happy. I don't know. What'd you think of the cover?
I think we needed to see it on the website. I think the blur really impacted. I don't mean that. I'm not meaning to be weird. It was just like,
you're like, blur. Let's see the dong. I want to see the dong.
The headline was like, check out these amazing bulge on JoJo Siwa, and then I click on it, and it's just
no bulge.
Blur. I don't know what happened. I couldn't
find. Talk to your boss, Edward. Talk to your boss.
I'm in the sports section. There would have been dong if it was on the sports section. I'll tell you that.
Actually, it wasn't too like revealing, right? I mean, it was kind of just like, it could have been like a sock or something.
I guess. I don't know. It's still blurred. I don't know it. So
those photos went crazy, like traffic-wise on the website, too.
I'd imagine.
People
clicking to try to see bulge, and there was nothing they could see.
What do you think of like her hijinks and stuff like that? Because she's always like doing crazy things.
I find her silly, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It feels like a kind of low-key Miley Cyrus back in the day, like
I think that's like interesting.
Kind of a singer, actress, kind of in and out of.
But Miley's music was like this.
Oh, of course.
JoJo's music, I mean.
Right.
I kind of
seems Miley's more talented, but it seems that along that same vein of child star
trying to
turns edgy.
Yes.
Taking pictures with things on her.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to today in history, things that happened on this day in the past. Today is Pancake Day.
Okay.
Do you like pancakes?
They make these Kodiak cakes. Are you familiar with them?
No, what?
They're like protein pancakes. So like it's
it's
a way to feel
that's the worst. You're trying to make a pancake healthy.
Yeah, it's a way to feel like
and
less
you're here
gluttonous.
talking about
less gluttonous
no,
about it.
I want the chocolate chip pancakes.
You throw a little dark chocolate in from Trader Joe's. You get the protein in them, and then you're like, hey, that's kind of nice. Yeah.
God, only you can make Pancake Day like not appealing. This day in 1962, the Beverly Hillbillies premiered on CBS.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it either. But I mean, Beverly Hills, like, kind of, sort of put on the map during that time.
Yeah, I'm sure it was this show that did that.
This day, 1969, the Brady Bunch premiered.
I like Brady Bunch.
Oh my gosh, Marsha Brady. Mm-hmm. People in elementary would always say I looked like her. They're like, oh, Marsha,
wow.
Marsha. I'm like, oh.
Wow. I actually do kind of see that.
Can you kind of see it?
Yeah,
do I have like Marsha Brady vibes?
Right. So, yeah, okay.
What?
No, go on.
No. What, Edward? Finish your sentence, sir.
There was a nose joke in there about when she got him in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to say I look like
you look
her
better
after?
No, before her.
Edward, you know what? You're
Before she broke her nose.
This is not good. This day in 2011. Oh, this was really interesting. So this date in 2011, a musician named Mikey Welsh tweeted, "Dreamt I died in Chicago. I need to write my will today." And he said that he dreamt that it was the weekend after next that he would die. Well, guess what? He died on October 8th, exactly when he had dreamt. And he died from a heart attack in his sleep in his hotel room in Chicago, like he predicted. This man predicted his death, and you're not impressed?
Should have probably stayed away from Chicago.
Yeah, I know. It's like, if that's your fortune.
Right, I would have.
Right, if it's like,
that weekend, yeah.
I had a dream I drowned.
Right.
I'm not going to go to the ocean.
I'm not swimming there.
Or the pool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Birthdays today, Serena Williams, Olivia Newton-John, R.I.P., Nev Schulman, and Christina Milian. Woo-woo!
Birthdays, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's all you guys are going to get from us today. Really all that you want from us, really.
Yeah, it's okay. We're back. We're rusty, but I'm back.
Do you have any fun things you want to share, Edward?
I just got to go back to work. So.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to prolong
Yeah, we should
this.
stay here for a few more.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you tomorrow.